Hey, everybody. There I am. Happy New Year's Eve. I don't know what my bangs are doing, but let me kind of fix them up. Also, it looks like I'm a little fuzzy. Sorry, we've been kind of running around here. Let me wipe your face here real quick. There we go. I think that's better, right? A little less crazy. Let me do that to my camera over here. Getting things wrapped up for the new year. Happy New Year, all. I hope you're having a great day wherever you are, however you're celebrating, whoever you're celebrating with. Let's say goodbye to 2025 and hello to 2026. I love it. I love that so many of you are here. Everybody's here and chatting and great. Oh, thanks. I just put my hair up in a scarf and kind of, went for it because, it's good. No, Leslie, thanks for asking. The new laptop gets delivered today. I got a notification that it's out for delivery, and it's a good thing because I had to restart to get this broadcast to go. So I think it's coming just in time. So yeah, that's the story there. It's great to have everybody here. A couple of reflections on 2025, and then we'll get to the project, and then I'll tell you what's going to be going on for the next couple weeks. A big thank you to all of you who have made our 2025 so enjoyable. It's been kind of a crazy year for sure. But through thick and thin, through ups and downs, all of that, we've gotten through this together. So we really, really appreciate all of you being there on the other side of the camera. And we here, we're hanging in. Right? Carolyn, I love that sentiment. Let's hope for a peaceful 2026 for sure. And Mary Ellen, I agree. Goodbye, crazy 2025. Let's have more creative, peaceful, and kind 2026 for sure. I've been looking back. I am planning out the newsletters for the next couple of weeks. And I've been looking at all of our stats, all of our stuff for 2025. So make sure and tune in to your newsletters starting on New Year's Day moving forward, because we're going to have some fun things. We're going to revisit some of our old projects. We're going to allude to some new projects. I have a new project for you on Friday that has the monthly mix. We're kicking off a monthly mix, women artist monthly mixes. I will tell you, I'll give you a hint. None of the women artists are going to be Frida. 0 of them. Because I do a lot of Frida stuff already. So Janice chose the woman artist for 2025 for January. Oh, thank you, Miranda, for 2026. I'm going to say 2025 for at least 2 or 3 more weeks. Janice picked the first one up. So it's really fun. I made a project for it. So Friday's project, Free Tip Friday, there will be one, and it's going to be pre-recorded. So because Chris and I are off, Miranda's staying, Miranda's here, but Chris and I are off for a full week. We are getting out of Dodge. So we're taking a well-earned rest. So I will be out of office, but don't you worry. Miranda and Emily have got everything covered here. Janice got everything covered. And Janice is saying, Miranda, help me with the monthly mix. It's a pretty nice one. If you tune in tomorrow to the newsletter, the mix will be up. My project will be up, and Friday you'll tune in to learn how to make the project. I took the project as a nod to our buddy Danielle Wicks because she created such a great project for the Dickens mix. You can also use the Dickens mix for this project that I do on Friday. So I think you folks will love it. So we're planning out 2026 for all of those monthly mixes. The other things we are planning out for 2026, we want to thank you for such a great reception for Danielle's monthly box, the winter renewal box. Stay tuned for your newsletters coming out in January that she's dropping the projects for that box all month. Do remember it's over on the homepage, but if you love the mixes that you got in that box, we have a limited edition of them. Make sure and grab those, because once those mixes are gone, they're going to be gone. And I know you might want to make multiples of the things that she has planned. So once those mixes, as I say, are gone, they are gone. But right now they are linked on our homepage. And if you go to her kind of page with all the boxes and things, you'll see the upcoming, we'll have it after I get back, info about next month's box. It'll have the links when she puts the tutorials up. So yeah, they'll all be there. So it's super exciting. You're not going to want to miss the next month's box. We're planning on doing a live later on in January. So you can see kind of the sneak peek colorway, and then the pre-sale will be up. I know a couple of you have emailed in and asked them if those boxes can become a subscription, and we will see how that's going to go. Right now, we're getting all of the kinks ironed out, though thankfully there haven't been too many kinks. Everything has been super smooth. So we're going to see. As of now, what we're doing is we're looking at hitting a certain quota for the boxes that we want to, create. And then we will see what happens from there. But we have committed to doing these boxes all of 2026. So it's going to be fun. So we'll see how that all dishes out. So that'll be great. You can see here, Janice just put up, you can find all of the extras for Danielle's January box that are right there. So yeah, we're really looking forward to seeing how it evolves. Also, a big thank you for Nilay Patel over at Silver Silk for joining in and jumping on the live when we did the unboxing. Nilay over at Silver Silk, I think, probably has still a few of his companion parcels available as well. But Nilay will be a regular figure with us when we do the unboxing and stuff as well. So it's always fun to hang out with friends and do that. And yes, Janice, I love the idea of a subscription as well. So we'll see. We're working towards it for sure. So we will see what happens, but it's all in the works, all in the works. I also wanted to mention second week of January, starting it's officially the third weekend, the 16th, 17th, and 18th of January, we have the Great Bead Extravaganza. Janice and I have collaborated on a necklace that I think you are going to love. It's really an homage to a piece that Janice did a few years ago for Beadshop, one of my favorite projects she's ever done. It's a nod to when we go shop in Manhattan on the bead streets of Manhattan, throws back to when Janice and Lydia would go back and bead shop. It's going to be real fun. Janice is going to come on the broadcasts with me. And you're not going to want to miss it. We've got, 37th Street. 37th Street is the name of the homage to the project. It's going to be a lot of fun. So we're going to get those out. That kit, we're doing 3 colorways. I know, we're crazy. And that kit is going to drop on the 16th, that Friday. Okay. So yeah, it will be, it's going to be a lot of fun. Deborah, I love this feedback from you. If we do a subscription, we'll do probably a subscription and have maybe some leftovers available afterwards. So we'll probably do a half and half, because I get it for sure. I love a subscription, but I also like being able to pick and choose. So so don't worry. And Janice is echoing that sentiment. So don't worry. And thank you, Dawn, for your sweet, Dawn, for your sweet comments here. I'd like to say how impressed with you and Neela and Danielle with these boxes. Very professional, and the collaboration with other bead suppliers. You know, thank you so much for those kind words. I will tell you, on the back end, we did some heavy, heavy lifting. Pardon me. Janice did so much to coordinate so that we had all of those, a lot of the individual products. Danielle and Neela collaborated and talked about like what would be great themes. You know, we did our best for sure. So it's only going to get better, right? So again, we really, really appreciate you. And JP, I couldn't agree with that more. And I really feel the same, that diversity is the key to happiness. And, you know, in our world, if we were all exactly the same, it wouldn't be any fun, right? I love that diversity is the spice of life. So that is for sure, my friends. So stay tuned for more of that coming. So yeah, mark your calendars for the 16th. That's going to be the preview. That'll also be our kit drop day. Janice is going to go live with me for the Great Bead Extravaganza. That'll be that Saturday on the 17th. So that's going to be a lot of fun. And then we will have the February box drop later on in the month, so you can plan. We didn't want to hit you with all of these high dollar items all at the same time. So yeah, so it'll be fun. All right, so I think that's all I have to tell you for that. So let's get to the project, shall we? All right, and this is where I edit. The edits on those new videos are going pretty well as well. I'm going to have a new slew for things for you to watch and stuff. So yeah, it's coming along. Good things are happening in 2026. So this morning, let me tell you, we had a little mini launch. We're going to have a little mini launch. We had one this morning. We're having another little mini launch of actually 2 products on Friday. And I hope that you like these. I'm getting them out on my pad here. So let me do this. Let me add this to the stage right here. There we are. Alfie is crying. Can you hear him? Can you hear him? I love it. He is meowing. He wants those pats. Pat, Alfred T. Pickles. Okay, let me highlight this and show you. Alfie, you got a big shout out from Margaret. A big hello. He is listening. Maybe if he's still out here a little bit later, I'll give him a highlight feature. We got some 4mm fire polish in, and I had set them aside because I wanted to do a particular project with them. And this project, I wanted to get it done before the end of the year. So I thought, why not? The last broadcast of the year is a great one to do it. So we had 4 new fire polish launch. We had the mulberry mix with luster finish. This one is the dark periwinkle. This one is the mulberry and sapphire. And then the one that I used in the project that I am so in love with is the blue-green etched silver. I love it. Alfred, so many people are saying that they've heard you, and even Motorcraft's cat heard you, Alfie, and she was looking for you everywhere. So I love it. So these just launched. They're on the Just In. They're also under 4mm in our Czech glass. And if you folks noticed in the newsletter, I marked down Czech glass today only, right? Cindy, we will be getting more of the other fire polish in. You know, now with the colors, different things, our suppliers aren't stocking quite as deep. I know that Janice has some orders in, so I promise you they will be they'll be back into stock. Okay, but these I believe are still in, at least of this viewing. I'm going to add here, just so you folks see it, if you had opened the newsletter this morning, you saw that the fire polish is, there it is, all marked down, all Czech glass, which includes super duos, includes everything. If you go under beads and gems, you hit the shop tab, you choose Czech glass, everything in that category has been marked down 20%. So today is the last day of using the December 10 discount, and you can combine it. So that pulls fire polish into a really great deal for you today, because you can stack that. So if you're thinking about fire polish and you love these earrings, you love this, today is the day to get that cart filled and checked out, because that sale goes away tonight at the stroke of midnight. Okay, so that's in there. So yeah. Oh, and Janice, thank you for that. Buttons are back in. We have some beautiful Czech glass buttons that we've launched. We also put in some other Jericast buttons and stuff. So it's there. But I promise you they will be restocked. Oh my goodness, look at my table here. Let me bring some organization to what we've got here. Let's take a look at the project. Okay, so I wanted to make these Cascade earrings for a while, and I called them the Cascade Bauble Earring. And let me show you what I'm going to use today. Let me get this focused. And I agree, Dawn, these are a very Carmen Miranda type earring. They definitely have presence, and I just love how they look. So let me show you how we are going to put this together today and what I used. If you go over to the product page, let me take a look, and let me go to projects, and let me go to the, oh, you know what? I need to add it to the project page, but I believe, let me get the URL for you. Hang on. Bauble. Okay, and it was also linked in your newsletter this morning, but I will have it on the home page after the broadcast is complete. But it is right here, and they're called Cascade Bauble Earrings. Okay, and it has all of the components there. So let me tell you what you're going to use. You are, let me just put this in the, there we go. I used a 6mm. Well, first I used an 8mm bead. This is the Prairie mix in 8mm, and I picked and chose what I pulled out of that Prairie mix. So we have one strand of that. We have the 6mm opaque turquoise, which is right here. And then I used the 4mm blue-green etched silver, which is right here. Okay, those are the beads that we used. In the chain, what we used was the Endless Love chain, where's my spare chain? You could use the Endless Love. You could use the Circle Back. You could use any chain really that you like that had kind of a big loop to it. Rustico works great. You know, whatever you want to do, and you can scale it. This is a fairly, I don't want to say big, but it is kind of a long earring, and I'll tell you, it's about 2 inches in length, right? So, but you can make it shorter, you can make it longer. You can decide what works for you there. You could also use the Simplicity chain and make it, you know, all 4mm, whatever it is you wanted to do there. Okay. So that's that. I also used the Lotus, sorry, can't get that out, quite get that out. The earring post. But you could also use a, what do I want to say, like a regular ear wire as well, like this, right? I do love these with the fruit beads. I see in the comments, you know, I was sent, and I kind of want to get them in. Let me tease you about these. We don't have them yet, but I did get these fruit beads. Aren't these cute? We can get them from one of our suppliers. I may do a Tutti Frutti earring kit with them. What do you think? Let me know in the comments if you dig these. I love them so much, but I didn't know if anyone else would love them as much as I do. So if you like them, maybe I'll put a kit together. You know, it would be really fun to do. Look at these lemons. Aren't these fun? Yeah, these are old Czech. Oh, well, Janice, I guess that's a yes, right? Wouldn't that be fun? So maybe we'll order them in and get a fire polish, and I'll do a little kit. That would be really fun. This would be fun, Terry, as a brooch as well. So maybe we'll get them. I love them. So, but let me get back to what it is we're using in this earring before I charge ahead, right? Finish up a thought, please, Richburg, finish up a thought. So as I said, this is the 8mm Prairie mix. This is the 6mm opaque turquoise, and this is a 4mm fire polish in the blue-green etched silver. So you need a strand of each of these to complete the pair of earrings. Okay, you're going to need some head pins, and you're going to need 2 bags of the head pins, because we use 20 head pins in each earring. Okay. You're going to, as I said, need a pair of ear wires. Either these Lotus ones or any of the other ones that we carry will work. And you're going to need some jump rings. Now, I used the 5mm jump ring. You can use the 5mm, you can use the oval, whatever it is that you'd like to to use. But the 5 mil is a good match with this chain, and it's linked in the project. Okay. You're also going to need, of course, round nose pliers. You're going to need some chain nose pliers, and you're going to need some wire cutters. I also grabbed my 90-degree chain nose, and you'll see how I use these. This 90 degrees Xeron chain nose, bent chain nose, really, really looks great with these. Okay. Okay, so to get started, let me show you the layout of these earrings. What I did was I chose 20 of these beads that I liked, and I laid them out in this order. Hang on, I've got a photo of it. Bear with me here just a second. I want to make sure I get it right. I can just take it off of here too. Okay, I'm going to lay this out. I did this one. I started with the 8 millimeter, and then I put a 6 and an 8 and a 6 and an 8. Then I put a 6, and then I did a 6 and a 4. Okay. Then I did a 6. Then I did 2 4s and a 4. I think that's right. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yes, 20 beads per earring. Can you see that right there? Okay. Let me zoom in just a little bit. Let's see if I can get that zoom. And the way that the chain is done, I want to show you this too. Because the endless love, or any kind of curb chain like that, or loop and loop chain like this, the chain links are opposite of each other. Okay, so they go in this way is what I'm trying to say. All right, so the way I did this was, I'm going to put this here. Let me put this over here. And I want to draw this out for you. Oops, and I just, sorry, I'm making a mess. Oops. Hang on a second. I don't want to drop that bead tray. And I need a pen. Okay. So, let me scoot this back. And I want to show you the layout. So we have, of course, I spilled my tray a little bit, so I'm going to recreate this. That one. So you really understand the structure of these earrings. Now, I've made these Cascade earrings before, right? I love making them. There is a little bit of an art to get these to lay correctly, right? So that everything is kind of evenly distributed and it doesn't bunch up too much on the chain. Okay. So we've got this. Sorry, all of these lines going everywhere is probably making some of you crazy. Okay, there we go. And let me show you this. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm missing some. 7. Oh, here they are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let's see which one I'm missing. There's that one. There's that one. There's that one. Oh, I've got a plain one right here. There we go. 10. Okay, so it is 20 beads total. All right, 8 millimeter, 6 millimeter, and 4 millimeter. Okay, now the chain, I'm going to show you the chain layout here. Here's the chain right here. Now, this link, this is going to be looped directly. Okay? This link goes, this one goes in the next link, and it's 2. So this link here, I'm going to face it forward, but it's actually like this, right? There's that loop. There's that loop. There's that loop, right? So they're going in the opposite direction. Can you see that? Am I in camera? Okay. Okay. So this is the one on the odd link. That one, that one, that one, the link that faces opposite. This is where we use jump rings. Okay, so there's a jump ring there, there's a jump ring there, and then these are looped to that jump ring. Okay, there's my little beads right there, my little beads right there. Okay, does that make sense? So that every chain that's facing in the opposite direction, those are the ones that have the jump rings. So this is a non-jump ring. This is loop. This one is jump ring. This one is loop. That one is jump ring. And this one is loop. Does that make sense? Let me move it here. Let me go like this. Let me focus. And you can screenshot. Okay? 20 beads. Okay. So this one is jump ring, and that one is loop. Okay. Hopefully that is in there. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I like to batch this, because now that I've worked it out and I know what I need, I'm going to batch wrap these. Okay, so lengthwise, let me count here just real quick in the chain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 links. Is that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then I had an extra one at the bottom. So what I do is I'm going to cut 8 links, and this is in particular for this this is the Endless Love chain. Okay, so 8 links, Endless Love. Okay, so I'm going to count those out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and I will cut away the 9th link. 2, 4, 6, 8. Okay. Oh, thanks, Margaret. Sometimes my writing gets a little bit messy, but I like a super thin pen. Today I'm writing with a 0.28. I like a skinny pen right there. Let me cut this. Okay. The scratchier, the better. So there it is. Okay. So now what we're going to do is I like to start, as I say, by batching all of this together. So I'm going to get my head pins and I'm going to kind of do this at Kate speed. Now, we have some great skill builders that will help you with your loops. So go back and check out those skill builders, okay? Our head pins that we carry come in bags of 20. So you want to make sure when you're shopping for this project, we want 2 bags, okay? 2 bags. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start putting these out. Let me get a little pad here. Do I have a little pad? Hey, Miranda, will you get me just another little piece of white paper, please? So that this background, thanks. Is that good? Yeah, it's good enough. Okay, there we go. So now I'm just going to come in and I'm going to put on my 8mm, and I'm going to use my thumbnail. I'm going to push it up next to the top of the bead, and I'm going to bend over the top. Okay. So there's that one. Now I'll do the other side. So this is the first one. Okay. Now these go together. So I'll put this one on. And, you know, if this colorway isn't your jam, then don't worry about it. Get a colorway that you like, right? I use the 8mm fire polish in that prairie mix that we got in for the holiday trees. You could also use 8mm drucks. These could be round beads. They don't have to be fire polish. They could be mixed. I thought about mixing some drucks and some fire polish, but you folks have bought us out of the drucks, but more drucks are coming. Janice has those all ordered. And yes, don't you worry. We'll have those back in. We just love those plain round beads here. So see, I'm just going along. I'm batching this, building it all together. And it just makes it faster. Just trust the process. This little tiny one right here, this 4mm, you kind of have to get your finger right in there and push it down, right? We're making what we call rosary loops for these, okay? We're not doing any wire wrapping. We're doing this old school, all right? No wire wrapping, just rosary loops. These head pins, these come out to be about 21 gauge. They're a little slightly thinner than 20, but not 22. So they're a good, I don't know. They're just a good way to do it, right? This head pin, sturdy enough so that it won't come apart, but thin enough that it doesn't look super clunky. Okay. And we'll do this one. These two on this side. And look, I'm using every single head pin here. Okay. Yeah, round. I would use drucks or fire polish and use them in whatever numbers, you know, whatever millimeters you like. So these are done. So let's keep laying out our map, shall we? I'm going to move that up. So now what I've got here, let me zoom out just a little bit because I'm a little off the page. There we go. I think that's good. So now I know that these, so there's this one, this one, this one. These are together. These are together. And these are together. Okay. So I'm just going to come in and I'm going to do my loops. So I've been making loops forever, right? Since August of 1992 in a professional manner. All right. So I know kind of almost by rote how much to leave. Okay. This length, let me tell you, 3-0. This length, it's about 8.5 millimeters right here, or like 0.32 inches. That means in fractional inches, it's about 5/8 of an inch. Okay, about right there. Okay. So, but did you see what I was doing here with these head pins? I know that all of these long ones are going to be about the same length. So if I want them to be the same, what I'll do is I'll use that head pin like my little measurer. And then I can just come in and cut these. I can cut all of the big ones, the 8 millimeter, and I want to make sure that my flush end is towards my bead. Okay, but I'm using this as my little measurer. Okay, and so it helps this project become a little more quote unquote mindless, right? Does that make sense? Okay, and we'll do this one. I'll just line it up and clip it. Or you can just kind of visualize it, right? It's okay too. I'm going to do that with this. I'm going to come in. That's about 5/8 of an inch. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, 5/8, just under a half an inch. 5/8. 0.32. Let me check what that is. Is it 3/8? Let me remeasure. That's what was. Yes, 3/8. Forgive me and thank you, Emily, for that. It's 3/8 of an inch, not 5/8. 5/8 is longer. Yes, thank you, thank you, thank you. Preach. So I'm going to come in, and again, notice how Christine called it out. The flat side of my cutter is toward the unit, right? Because what we're doing here is we want the cut that I'm looping, the end of this, to be flush. On the other side of the wire, this is the pointed piece here. So we're removing that. Okay. So I'm just going to come in and I'm going to eyeball these the rest of the way. But and it doesn't matter if your loops are a little bit different, right? Doesn't really matter. Okay. But again, we want this to be about 3/8. If you want a smaller loop, I mean, you make the loop whatever size you want. Okay. So I'm clipping. And if you're doing these, if you have a head pin that is a thinner gauge, okay, you may want to make your loops a little bit thinner. Because if this was, let's say, a 24 gauge wire, a skinnier head pin, I'd want my loop to be a little bit smaller, right? Because this takes a little more, since it's a heavier gauge wire, the loop needs to be a little bit bigger, right, to be able to move. All right, so we've got this layout, okay? So now this one needs a jump ring, this one needs a jump ring, and this one needs a jump ring, right? So I'm going to get my jump rings and I'm going to lay them out like that. Okay, so now as fast as I can go, I'm going to come in. This is just me showing off, but I'm going to come in and I'm going to loop these. Now I'm using my round nose plier. Now you want to go ahead and you want to watch our skill builder on this. But I also, as I'm doing this kind of quickly, I want you to watch my hands, okay? I'm right-handed, okay? So my right hand is my dominant hand. I'm holding the round nose plier in my dominant hand. I am pointing this wire straight at me. I'm grabbing that wire with the end of my round nose plier, and I'm looping that wire through the head of my tool. Now see here how when I hold it to the side, see how this is a little bent, right? Because it's a short piece. It's hard for me to kind of keep it straight, but I'm not going to worry about that now. If it's a little off kilter, and see how it's leaning a little bit. Let me zoom in so you can really see that lean. See that? I'm going to fix it, but I'm going to fix them all at the same time. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to keep looping, okay? And I know my pliers so well that I know where to place the wire between the heads of the tool. I know how many turns it takes. I know all of this just because I've got that muscle memory, okay? So again, I put a little bit of pressure on when I'm holding the bead. I'm pushing that hand away from me. I'm pulling this kind of tool kind of towards me, so that tension helps me wrap or get that loop all the way around my tool. And I want to make sure that my loop, you can see there, that my loop is completely closed. Okay. So I'm going to keep going. And just, you do this at your own speed, right? I'm doing this at Kate's speed because this is a demo. But I want you to relax, have a mindless, I don't know, maybe mindless isn't the right word, relaxing, easy, fun, just like taking a walk down the garden path, right? Still engaged, but a fairly mindless project. You can have you can have a movie on, right? We're almost there. Oh, I'm sitting on the stool and now my leg is falling asleep. Hang on, I gotta stand up. Meditative. That's a much better word, I think. Dawn. There we go. I had to stand up. Sorry. There we go. Oh. All right. And see, since my leg fell asleep in the middle of that, this loop is not great. There we go. That's fixed. But now you can see with these loops that I'm making, they're all just a bit wonky. Number one, because this wire is a heavier gauge. That goes there. And I'm going fast. So I'm going to come in and neaten everything up before I do any next steps. And this, I always have to do this, right? It's just the nature of the project. Okay. And that's a good way to do it too. Janice says she cuts all of her head pins at once before she bends them at a right angle. You can do that too. I just have a tendency, I want to bend them and then I want to cut them. If you cut them straight across before you bend, you're going to need a little more wire because that bend takes up a little bit of length. Okay, so just a reminder about that. This looping technique is going to come in handy for the project that Janice and I have slated for the Great Bead Extravaganza. This is kind of a good lead in to that. Okay, so there they all are. All right. So now, let me zoom out a bit. Now I'm going to get my flat chain nose and I'm going to come in and I'm just going to give all of these loops a little hug. I do that by gently squeezing the loop through the head of my plier, and I just kind of straighten everything out. And see, that makes everything kind of nice and straight and even. So I'm going to do that with all of these. See, I had to kind of move the loop. This one is that really bent one, so I grab it. See how my bead is kind of sticking out there? So I come here and I straighten it. I come here and I straighten it. Okay. So I do all of that. And I find doing these steps like this also really helps with the muscle memory of your hands. Okay, it really helps you to hone your technique. See, this is just a little bit off. So I know I come in and I just do that. Okay, just move it. So there's that one. Now this one is really bent. Grab it, straighten it. You're the boss. Hold on to these pliers not like a lifeline. You want a firm grip, but not so tight that you're white knuckling. Okay? So remember to kind of ease up on your grip so you don't hurt your hands. And just do them all. See, this one's a little open, so I'm going to close it, press it, close it. This one looks pretty straight. But I've done that. Now I've hugged all of these loops. Okay, like this. Now I'm going to come in and I'm going to add the ones on the jump rings. So that goes on that. So I actually need a jump ring for each bundle here for that one and this one. Okay, so I'm going to prep those next. Now this is where our friend, the super bent chain nose plier comes in. Here's my chain, so I want that. All of these little pieces of wire from the head pins, they're a pretty good length. You could make a little eye pin from these if you wanted, right? So I'm going to just put those over here and I'll use them at a later date. Let me get this piece of chain out of the way. And I'm going to fold this over. So now I'm going to get my jump ring and I'm going to hold the 90-degree angle with the opening of the jump ring towards the top, right? Now I get my regular chain nose and I can open that up, okay? And I am going to put this one on. We want to make sure it's open wide enough to get both of these on. but I want to put both of these on right there. And now I'm going to close it. I'm going to get my pliers, my tip of my pliers there, and I want to close it up. Because when I do this now, I close it now. Some of you are like, why don't you just put it right on the chain? Well, the chain link is so skinny that I just have to open it just like a hair. Okay? So I like to just close them and make sure they're closed nice and tight and even. And then I'll open them again to put them on the chain. So here's my 90-degree plier. If you don't have one of these 90-degree Zerons, and you might think, you know what, I already have a bent chain. I already have a bent chain at a 45-degree. I will tell you, these are like little fingers. They get right in there. I find them to be both really, really useful. But this 90-degree Zeron, if you have some holiday money that's burning a hole in your pocket, grab it. Grab a pair. So this goes on, and they're made in the US. They're made right up in Maine by our friends at Zeron. There's no substitute. Okay, and I come in. See how those tips, I get it right there, and it just goes. The Zeron bent chain is the 90-degree. We've got the 90-degree on the website. Let me just double check it. But it should be, let me just take a look. Whoops, that was metalsmithing tools, not regular tools. I'm going to go under tools and supplies. And this one is the, Zeron 90-degree bent chain nose plier for chainmail is what we call it. So yeah, it's the exact same one. Okay. So now, let me do this one. We're almost there with these. And once you know the layout of these, this goes together pretty well. See how when I open the jump ring, I open it this way, right? I don't open it that way to collapse the ring. Okay. We want to make sure that we're just keeping the jump ring round, and then we open it like that. Okay. We don't collapse it out. Just a friendly reminder. That one goes on and that one goes on. And then I come in and I close it just like that. And now these last two. Like this. One and two. Come on, there we go. It's a little out of my focal range. I'm sorry, I'm struggling just a hair there, but it's getting there. And now the last jump ring. Now, this is really going to blow your mind the way I put these together. Okay. All right. So now those are all on jump rings. So now I'm going to get my little piece of chain. Here's my chain. Now take a look around for something that has kind of like a rim on it. I am going to use this little teacup that I have here just for that purpose. Oh, and I'm going to put on this giant ring that I made that was in the teacup. Hang on. I've been looking for that ring. It's just been sitting here. Let me put it on. There we are. Oh, it's super heavy. All right. So here's my little teacup. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do, or it could be like a little box or a little cup or something. Okay. But what you're going to do is you're going to take one of your little pieces of wire here, like this. And you're going to make like a little hook, almost like a little Christmas tree hanger. And I'm going to hang it on the edge of my cup like that. Okay. This ring is, I love it so much. It's Damascus steel cabochon, but since it's Damascus, it's super heavy. So I've got to take it off of my, I got to take it off of my finger for the moment. That's for my hand holding a wine glass, not my hand holding a jewelry plier right now. So yeah, so see how now I have room to work with this. Okay. So I'm going to start adding my drops. So here's my first drop. I'll get my plier. I'll open that up like so. Pull my chain out. Put it on that side, right? The left side. And close it up. Okay, so there's one. Now, this side, we're going to do this from the opposite side. I'm going to open this up, pull my chain out. I can kind of turn this if I want or whatever, but I can see that I'm putting this on the opposite side of the chain. Okay. And I close it. Okay. So can you see how each of these little beads now is right there? Let me put my ring in the cup to kind of stabilize it. See how heavy it is? Now my cup's not moving around anymore. There we go, like this. Okay. So now I'm going to put my next group. Here's the one with the jump ring. So I'm going to grab this like that. I'm going to pull this out. I'm going to identify my second ring, which is right there. I'm going to put that in and close it up. Okay. You can also like flip this over. I'm going to flip it. So now it'll be a little bit easier for me to reach. See where this is going to go right there. This next little group. I know there are other little things that you can have hold your chain and stuff, but I like this fancy teacup with a wine glass Holden ring on the inside. Oh, that sounds like Miranda. That sounds like UPS. That might be my computer.
It's Christmas. It's Christmas.
Oh my gosh. I'm so excited. Might be it. So see how I can come in and I can close that right up. Okay. So here, so there's my first two little stations.
It's theirs.
Right on there. Okay. So now there's my third one. There's my third chain. So I'm going to come in, get this, open this sucker up. With the jump rings, I use 2 pliers. With the regular plier, I just use, with this without the jump ring, I just use my regular chain nose, or you can use your bent nose. But there's that one. Now we can keep flipping this over. Sometimes it's a little bit easier because I can access it from the left. So see, here's that. Let me zoom in. There we go. It's a little bit easier for you to see. See, I've kind of opened up. I know that this is going to go on that side. So I get this guy. I open it. Meditative. Remember, we're calling this meditative. I'm going to use that instead of mindless because it's mindful, but it's like rote, you know? So look at it's getting nice and full and gorge, right? Gorgeous. Is that it? I want to hug it. Oh, it's here. It's here.
Here's miracle.
Oh, it is. Oh, it is. Let me just show you. Oh my goodness, I'm so happy. Okay, I'm going to put this down. All right. I'm going to hand it to you, Miranda.
I'm going to drop it.
Oh, I'm so happy. Okay. Thank you.
All right.
All right, sorry. All right, Miranda's all here. All right, there we go. Let me get back to it. I've been waiting, as you can tell. Okay. Oh. So happy. Put that on that side, close it up. Get the tip of that plier right in there. Yeah, it's a new MacBook. Oh. With more memory. So excited. First time I ever worked on an Apple, my college roommate had a Lisa. You remember the Lisas? And that was my first exposure. And ever since then I think she got, I think it was in 88. Then she got a Mac, an Apple II, I think, maybe. And I wrote so many college papers. I still think I've got the floppy disk that my college papers are on. Nothing to work it with, but I think I still have the disks. Anyway, I was a very, very early computer adopter. I took computers in 1982 in high school. We had a computer class. It was I don't know what even the computer language was, but at Gilroy High, we got a big bank of computers donated because, we were on the cusp of Silicon Valley. And I was the only girl in that coding class. It really appealed to me. But instead of becoming a computer whiz, I became a bead whiz. What are you going to do, right? So here we go, like this. We're almost there. Right here. Here, like this. Now it can kind of help me if I kind of hold that with my plier. That one is on. This one is on. Open that sucker up. And see, flipping this over really does help you access that chain. Right there. Just like that. And now we'll do the last two. And I had an extra chain link on the bottom here that I can hold on to like this, right? And I'm going to cut this last one off after I put the two here. Okay. I love it that so many of you that were so that we're such early computer adopters. I think because we have a lot of you who are watching kind of who were Silicon Valleyites. You know, we were lucky in that, whoops, not on that ring, that we did have access to computers so early on. That gets closed. And now for the final bead right here, right? So there are 2 dangles per link, Terry, thank you. And a dangle is either that single dangle. I'm going to take this off and try and find the last one where the last one goes. It goes right. It goes right there. The single dangle is either one of these guys here that's on the head pin or 2 that are on the jump ring. Okay, I'm calling those the single dangles. Okay, so if we look at this one, so Storm is asking about what determines that. Let me show you here, and we can look at this picture again. If we have this first link right here, this first link just has the bead on a head pin, okay? The second link has 2 beads on head pins, so I attach them to jump rings, okay? This second one was just a single dangle, and the double dangle has the jump rings here. 1 and 2, 1 and 2. Does that make sense? So the no jump rings are single dangles, jump rings are double dangles. Does that make sense? And we go back and forth, single dangle, double, single, double, single, double, and single at the bottom. Okay. So now we've got this here. We're going to add our ear wire to it. Okay, just like this. Okay, so I'm going to do that also with a jump ring. I used a jump ring for this because this style of ear wire, this loop doesn't open. If you have like an ear wire like what I'm wearing on these earrings, you can just very carefully open up the ear wire and put it on the chain. Okay, like that. So I'm going to get my bent chain. So I know it kind of looks easy, right? And when it's planned out like this, once you have a pattern for these earrings, once you kind of know what's happening there, they go together pretty quickly. But this way, if we're doing this a little more methodically, so see, I'm going to put that right in between those 2, and then I'm going to add, there's no front or back to these. I'm just going to add this here. But when we do it a little more methodically and we've planned it out a little bit, the distribution of the fire polish really comes together well. Okay, so I'm holding that there with the bent chain. I'm coming in and I'm closing it up. All right. So what I have is here and here. There they are. Okay. These end up from about where they go into the ear all the way to the bottom of the dangle is about 2 inches. Okay. So these use, we've got 20 beads here, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So it's 20 beads an earring, and it is 40 beads total. Okay, so Emily, just to confirm, each side of the earring uses 10. So this side over here would be 10. This side over here would be 10. So that's 20 times 2. You need 40 beads per earring, and 40 beads. And you need 40 head pins. Okay. But you also decide for this kind of layout, that's what I've used. If you want to add like some more little 4 mils up in here and stuff, go for it, right? But this is my clarification. I'm going to go ahead, and I had cut this one a little bit longer for my first earring, so I'm going to actually cut those links off the bottom. Okay. So we used 8 links of the chain, but then that last 8th link was for me to kind of hang on to it, and then I cut it away. Okay, so let's see what they look like on. Shall we? I took that one out already. Let me put this in. Let me see, I've got an earring back here. But these would look nice with any earring top. I just used these Lotus ones because we had them in stock. But the vintage lever ear back, vintage lever back ear wire would look great with it. The shepherd hook would look great. There it is. They're not heavy at all. Let me put this one on. Look at, they do look good. I want to make them with the fruit. We're going to do something with this fruit. I don't know what, but we're going to do it. Look at, they look, oh, they're so good. So festive.
So sparkly.
So sparkly. Right? Really, really fun. And they have great movement because of those doubled, where I had those 2 drops. That jump ring helps them to really move carefully, really move well. Okay. So that's it. I hope this was helpful, that you have fun. It'll be a really great kind of fun year-end project for you. Use our coupon. Well, you don't need a coupon code to get 20% off. All of our fire polish right now are marked down 20%, right? So you can stock up on your fire polish right now. All Czech glass beads, not just fire polish. You can stock up. Oh, and I spelled today. See, this is why I needed a new computer. It's that lazy A. The A is not working, so there's a typo right there. Oh, God. Oh, well. Anyway, after today, I won't have that excuse. That sale ends tonight at just before the stroke of midnight at 11:59 p.m. Pacific time. Okay. So that's there. You can also stack it with your December 10 coupon code. If you spend more than $25, it'll knock an extra 10% off. So it is time to stock up on these. These will make great, like if you haven't seen the person you're supposed to gift to yet, if you're seeing them in January, this will make a great January gift. It will make a great, a really great, I don't know, fun, like Valentine's gift for yourself, whatever. So yes, do it. Jump in. I guess that's all I have to tell you. Thank you so much, as always, for joining me today and through 2025. Let's look forward to 2026 with creativity and kindness in our hearts. let's just keep doing our best. That's what we're going to do here. Happy New Year's, everybody. I hope you all have a fantastic New Year's Eve. I'll see you when I get back. There's going to be some pre-records and other things, so check those newsletters while I'm gone. Thanks, everyone. Talk to you soon. Bye.